Hey guys, this is Courtney and Humberto with GrayLaw TV.
Yes, we'd like to give a shout out to all of our subscribers who have posted some really good and interesting questions. And we're going to do something today. What are we going to do, Court?
We have pulled out, I think we have 12 questions. You're going to take the first 6 and then I'll take the next 6?
Sure. First question from Kevin. Can I apply for a visa while my wife is filing for me to come to the U.S.? That's a little tricky, Kevin, because what happens is if you're applying for permanent resident status, you have to prove that you intend to return home. So if you have an intention of living permanently in the U.S., it may be a bit problematic. Now, having said that, you can try it. It doesn't hurt or affect your green card application through your wife. So good luck with that.
Yeah, I would only add that when you do go to your consular interview and you say that the application is pending, I'd like to visit my wife while my application is pending. I have no intention of staying. I'm going back and forth. I'm doing everything that I need to do, but I miss her and I just want to see her for a couple of weeks. Can I please?
Yeah, good suggestion. You have a question there, Court?
Oh, you want me to?
Yeah, let's break it up.
All right. So this is from Lilit. GrayLaw TV, I'd like to understand one simple thing that the U.S. Embassy didn't discuss with me, calling me a third party. Several years ago, on my 4th year of being a U.S. permanent resident, I invited my 75-year-old mother to visit me in the USA and sent all the necessary paperwork to the embassy, including my pay stubs, and I'm covering all of her expenses during her stay. The U.S. Embassy didn't issue her tourist visa, handing her a piece of paper where it basically said she didn't present enough links to her home country to come back, and that the denial is not permanent and she can apply again. So basically it sounds like you sent a lot of information about you, but you're not the applicant. She's the applicant. And so that's why they're calling you a third party. They're saying, this doesn't involve you. This involves your mom, and we need her documentation and her information showing, yes, that she's able to cover the expenses, which it sounds like you did, but also that she's going to return. So they're going to want to see that she, obviously she's probably not working, but they're going to want to see that she has a house there, that she has family there, that she intends to return to her home country. So that's why they're calling it a third party. They're saying it's not permanent, because there are some things that you can do to help cure that issue, come back again and try again.
That's always an issue, right, Courtney?
Yeah.
I mean, individuals think you need a letter from your sponsor in the U.S. That's not 214B. 214B is you need to demonstrate yourself that you're going to return home. Alrighty, let's see. We got a next question here from Fabian. I just got denied yesterday. I applied 4 years ago. I'm 30. I have no property. No kids, not married, but had a permanent job and wanted to go for 2 weeks in winter. What do I do? So that's interesting. Just because you don't have kids or property doesn't mean you don't have evidence to prove that you're going to return. Certainly you're going to prove your job, your pay stubs, your bank account, perhaps reasons for going in the winter, Christmas. That's going to help you get that visa. So just because you don't have a family or property doesn't mean you're not going to be successful. So you got to keep trying.
All right, so this is from Elizabeth. They didn't ask me any questions. The moment he saw my nationality, he quietly handed me a prepared decision, which stated that members of a certain race or nationality are denied visa because it is assumed that they all want to move to America. That is pure racism. I have a permanent job and a permanent residency in my current country of residence. I have a beautiful house. I won't leave all that to go and be on the streets of America. Sounds like a musical. I had a business training of 4 days to attend in the States for my job, but the racists didn't even check my documents or ask me questions. Okay. So they're not supposed to do that. Okay. Of course, people are human, they have their biases, but they're not supposed to do that. They're supposed to look at your documents and evaluate them. If you were going for business training, I hope that you presented evidence of the business training, that you're registered for the training, communications about the training, a letter on letterhead from your employer stating that you needed to go in to the U.S. Regarding the training, that you had this beautiful life with your family and your home, and that you had evidence of all of this, maybe bank statements showing that you have a bank account and that your life really is there in your country of permanent residence, and that you really were just coming in for a training. So I try again. Maybe you got, there's some bad eggs, so try again. Maybe get a different officer, or maybe you get the same officer on a different day and he's had his coffee today and it's just different. Okay. But always, it sounds like excuse me, you got the sense from the beginning that something wasn't quite right. So I don't know what that did to your mood. It may have dampened it. No matter what's happening, try to stay cool and calm and collected. Keep your answers short and sweet. Only give them the documentation that they're asking for. If it gets to the point where they're talking about denying your visa, say, well, but I have this and I have that. But, while you're going through the regular interview process, just give them what they're asking for. Make sure you have all your documents squared away and all your ducks in a row, and you should be fine. I'm really sorry that this happened.
Yeah, I know. It's interesting. I've represented clients at consulates for the 35 years that I've been practicing, and it is very interesting. There are certain consulates where there are high incidences of fraud. So those consuls are really tough. If you happen to be in one of those consuls, be prepared, because they're going to have questions about certain things that usually the applicant tries to, pull over their eyes. So, know your consulate and be prepared.
And for everybody watching, the streets of America are awesome.
And Alamat. Is it possible to apply for 2 tourist visas in one DS-160, or does there need to be separate applications? So a DS-160 is the form that you apply to the consulate before you go into the interview to get the B1, B2 visa. The DS-160 is for one visa. If you're denied on that visa, you have to create a new DS-160. You have to update the information in order to get the visa. So good luck with that.
And also, if you're talking about whether you need a separate DS-160 for your kids, your spouse, yes. Everybody applies independently.
That's a good point.
They want their separate fees for everybody. And then you can all go to the appointment together.
All right, YouTube. Well, thank you for watching. Click below, like and subscribe. And again, I'd like to give a shout out to our subscribers. They are enjoying our content. So if you haven't subscribed, click below and do that.
Thank you. Bye, YouTube.
Bye.
Bye, guys.